So the word evaluating is different from simplifying. Simplifying, we're not adding any value, we're just fixing any minor issues. Okay, negative exponents, zero exponents, we're taking care of that. We're making it look a little bit different. But evaluating means to add value to something. Okay, so sometimes people do quite fine on the simplifying and then really mess up on the evaluating. Okay, so with the simplifying, we don't know what those variables are. But with evaluating, they're going to tell you what m and t equal. But the people that generally get these wrong are the ones that don't follow my advice on these. You are going to simplify the expression first. Okay? So we're not plugging in right away. When you have negative exponents, do not plug in. We're going to simplify first. So how would we simplify this?
3 squared over t negative 2.
Positive 2, because remember, moving it makes it positive. The whole goal in shifting stuff around is get rid of the negative exponents. If we had any zero exponents, we'd get rid of those too, because those are just 1. Okay? So now we've simplified. Then you are going to substitute values with parentheses. Not as big of a deal when you have positive values, but when you have negative values that are getting exponents, you really want to be concerned with, does the exponent get, or does the negative get the exponent or not? It's that whole, if it's in parentheses, it does, if it's not, it doesn't. But when you're subbing in, it should be in parentheses. It will get the exponent. So you're going to take it out, put your parentheses in, and then we're going to say, okay, m was 2, so I'm going to put a 2 in, and t was negative 3, so I'm going to put a 3 in, or negative 3. Now, we dealt with a little bit of this earlier this year. Exponents happen before multiplication, so you're not going to square 6. You're going to square 2. So this would be 3 times 4 over, what is negative 3 squared? Positive 9. That negative gets the exponent because it's in the parentheses. And it should be when we're evaluating, right? Now, I would probably simplify the 3 and the 9. But you guys, if you want, you can go ahead and say we have 12 over 9, which has a common factor of 3. You can see it there, right? You need to simplify that. So if I divide out the 3, I get 4/3. And you can leave your answers improper as long as they're simplified. Okay? So that would be after evaluating. Let's do one more. Actually, we're going to do a homework problem. Number 29. I had one made up, but I'm still debating if it's all going to be bookwork, so I'll have it for you tomorrow. But homework is page 433, 1 to 43 odd. Okay, it's not actually 43 problems.
If we do all 43 problems, do we get extra credit?
No.
Oh.
Well, shoot. All right. Well, this was going to be, I meant to pick an evaluating one, but we'll at least do the simplifying. Okay, this has how many issues? How many problems do you see in this?
3.
3. We have 0 exponent and negative exponents. And again, you might want to go 6 is not a package deal with A and C. Put a 1 on that. Make sure every base has its own exponent. Okay, what's the easiest thing to deal with right away?
6.
You've got a 0 exponent, right?
1.
That is 1. So, most of the time we're not going to need that 1 unless it's a placeholder on top. But, okay, now what do I do with these? So now I've got 6. This is what I'm left with at this point. That's a problem, and that's a problem. Is 6 a problem? So 6 is going to stay on top. You can lose the 1 on that. You don't need.
Move A1 and C -3 to the bottom.
Yeah. So A, it would be A to the first, but you really don't need the 1, right?
Yeah.
8.
And then C to the third.
8C.
But remember, the C is only cubed, not the A. That really has its own little 1 up there. We just don't generally leave 1 as an exponent. Okay? All right, now, I meant to do an evaluating one. If I were evaluating, I would do this first, and then I'd plug in whatever A is and whatever C is with parentheses. I would cube whatever C is, then multiply it by A, and then see if I could simplify.
Another one?
Yes. How about an evaluating one? Okay.
Just trying to be all
40, we'll do 43. The very last one. This is an evaluating.
Whoa.
Okay. First step.
Moving the S and 1 to the bottom.
Yes, take care of those. So we have 5r cubed over s. You can put 1 if you want, but we're not going to need it. So we simplify, then we substitute. So we have 5 parentheses cubed over parentheses, which is to the first power. R was -3. S was 5. Now, you have to do this first. So 3 times 3 is 9, times another 3 is 27, right?
Which is negative 27.
Yeah, negative, because there are 3 negatives. So 5 times -27. Why am I still using parentheses? Yeah, I don't want to do 5 minus 27, and if I drop those parentheses, I might forget. So we're going to keep them for a second. Now, this is just too good to pass up. So I would recommend at this point, you see 5 over 5, that's 1, right? It cancels. So I would do that. So this is -27. Now, if you had multiplied 5 and -27 and then turn around and divided out 5, you would still get -27. It's just more work. Okay, so that would be your final answer there.